Urban evolution, genetic changes that may help living things adapt to life in big city environments. Discovered by Eric Bender in his text, Urban Evolution, How Species Adapt to Survive in Cities, is a text given by College Board. It explains how living things try to adapt to their changing environments. This also helps in the marketing, and companies have to adapt to new things that come into light so they are able to stay relevant in their market. My name is Lucas Correa, and I'm going to be talking about robots. And the question I want to answer in this presentation is, to what extent has the introduction of robots affected the automobile industry in the 21st century? And after extended research using peer-reviewed papers, I've come to the conclusion that robots have positively affected the automobile industry by increasing production and creating new jobs and creating new products. So, looking at this graph by Antonio B. Moniz on his text, Robots Working with Humans. It compares the number of robots in different industries. As you can see by the graph, in 2012, 2013, and 2014, the automobile industry has been the industry with the most amount of robots, and it has been increasing ever since. So, looking at the first benefit is increasing production. It is the most obvious increase by the use of robots, but in 2019, a company has been using robots. They were able to make 729 cars per day, and this is about 74. If a human had to do this amount of cars in a day, they'd have to make a car every 47 seconds, which is simply inhuman due to the heavy machinery they would need to use, working with wielding, which is very hot, so it's not something be able to be done by a human. When you increase production, you also have to look at other parts of quality, like quality check, because production is only as fast as the slowest part of your factory. So by increasing production, quality checks becomes way more important, because when you have faster production, the amount of errors also increase. This means bolts are more likely to bend or something like that happens. So by using robots, you have more precise measurements, up to 0.2 millimeters, which is not able to be done by humans, and you have faster measurements. So the benefits of having robots on the production means that you have lower costs for automobiles because you have more automobiles to sell. So by lowering the cost, companies are able to have more sales, and you have increased viability for people with lower income. Another benefit of having robots into manufacturing is they have new products. So looking at this quote, robotic automobiles will be much safer than inexperienced, aggressive, or drunk drivers. This quote by Sergio Coulibaly who is a writer of academic review paper about robots in cars. He explains how the use of the new technology will help a lot of the inexperienced drivers have less crashes, and the future products like the Tesla auto-driving cars and autonomous cars will be even more advanced and safer for these drivers that are very inexperienced. So the benefits of the new technology is it has a decrease in deaths because in 2001 from 2007 there were 16,000 deaths on roads. This is a very huge number, which the new technology, with the help of sensors and auto-driving cars, will be able to decrease tremendously. Additionally, has economic benefits for the consumer. The cost of traffic crashes were 277 billion in 2010, and this number has only increased ever since. With this new technology, there will be less crashes, and people will have to spend less money due to them. In addition, new technology causes an increase for sales, which is very beneficial for companies, which are always looking for increasing the sales and become more important than the other companies they're competing against. There is a counterclaim though for the use of robots, and that is it will decrease the jobs available in car manufacturers. However, evidence indicates that the introduction of jobs will actually generate more jobs, like TI jobs and people working to create new robots to help on the production. Additionally, the jobs that existed previously were not safe as the new ones, since you had to work with heavy machinery and other types of wielding, which is hot and not safe at all. And working in conjunction with robots is completely safe, since safety light screens are used to deactivate these safety measures, allowing robots to create a safe and working environment, which is beneficial for works and companies alike. This quote is by De Gasperi, who's a writer of 20 years of experience in the tech industry. In conclusion, consumers have cheaper automobiles, increased availability, and safer products to use due to the introduction of robots. The workers benefit from the increasing jobs available, they have better working conditions, and companies have increasing sales, and the new technology will help them become more prevalent than the other companies they're competing against. This is my works cited. Thank you. Any questions?
Two questions for you. First up, how'd your research question evolve as you moved through the research process?
Well, my initial research question, I was gonna only talk about how the robots affected the manufacturing alone, meaning only how it increased production and affected the workers, and not how the new products became a thing. But I noticed that I didn't have enough research about that, so I had to include the new products and how it affected the public as well.
All right, and what advice would you have for other people who want to do research about this in the future?
If you want to do research about this in the future, I would advise that you try to find specific evidence of injuries at work caused by the use of not using the robots, because it's something I couldn't find, and if you're able to find it, it's a very good piece of evidence.